Peer review. The peer review process is an integral part of the writing process and is crucial for revision. It familiarizes you with the writing of your peers and allows you a basis of comparison. Seeing a classmate's work can confirm that you're on the right track or give you ideas on how to improve. It will also help you become a more conscientious editor, which can help you revise your own work. Drafts and peer reviews account for 10% of your overall grade, so it's important that you participate in this process. There are two components to the peer assignments: in-text comments and summative comments, which are comments summarizing your thoughts after you've read the paper several times. Now let's take a look at the track changes function in Word 2007. When in Word, click on the Review tab, as noted by the red arrow. Then, to make in-text changes, click on Track Changes, as noted by the blue arrow. A drop-down menu will appear and you'll need to click on Track Changes again. To turn this function off, simply repeat that process. As indicated by the green arrow, you can add a comment that will appear in the right margin by clicking on New Comment. Feel free to poke around under this tab to learn more about the review features offered by Microsoft Word. I've simply touched on the features necessary to complete the peer review assignment. As noted, also, note that if you're using Word 2003, you'll need to click on the Tools drop-down instead of Review to access track changes. This version also has a less sophisticated way of using the Comments feature. This slide shows you what your markups will look like using the track changes and comments functions. Notice that anything you delete from the document will simply be crossed out. Anything you add will be added in color, like blue, and bolded. There will also be lines in the left margin to indicate a change has been made. Sometimes, especially with punctuation suggestions, changes can be difficult to see. You can also see how the comments will appear in the right margin. If you're not using Microsoft Word, there are ways that you can mimic this process, although not as efficiently. Simply mark the changes you suggest in an easily identifiable color, either changing the text color or highlighting the text in a color. You can add in-text comments in color as well. To differentiate those comments from your partner's paper, simply bold the colored comments and put them in brackets to cue your partner to remove them from his or her draft. One additional step you can take to make sure your partner can see your comments, because, as you know, not everything translates seamlessly between programs, is to save the document as a PDF file to ensure that your partner can view the changes in Adobe Reader. Let's take a look at what that looks like. First, you'll click on Save As, and then you'll click on the Save As Type drop-down arrow. You'll scroll down to PDF, which is the type of file you'll save your file as. And then you'll just click Save, and you'll save your file as a PDF file. For the extended summary assignment, here are some things you want to make sure you check in your partner's paper. In order to create an effective peer review, you'll want to make time to read the draft several times, and perhaps even over 2 or 3 different time periods, so that you're looking at the draft with fresh eyes. Here are some areas you'll want to address. First off, has the article and the author been introduced in the first sentence? If not, you'll want to make sure that you comment on that. One issue you'll come across repeatedly in this course is the necessity to introduce your sources and their work. Another thing you'll want to do is make sure that your partner has identified the author's main point or thesis statement and comments on how clearly and concisely your partner has summarized the key points of the article that he or she is summarizing. Another thing you'll want to check for is if your partner has summarized the author's ideas exclusively in the third person. There should be no first or second person reference in this assignment, nor should there be any of your partner's opinions. We'll insert our opinions into our writing for paper 2, but for now we're focusing on the skill of summarizing the ideas of others. Also, check your partner's signal phrases. Are they used? And are they used correctly? Are they varied? These are all things you'll want to review, and, if necessary, make suggestions on word choices if there are more clear, precise words that could be used. Remember that the length of the draft should be 2.5 full pages. The reason for this is to give you an opportunity to practice editing concisely during the revision process. While this can be a painful exercise, it's one that students tend to appreciate because of the skills they practice during this process. The second part of the peer review is to write a summative response at the end. Here, you'll identify strengths of the paper and also identify areas for improvement. Once you've completed your peer review, you will place it in 2 places. First, you'll turn it in on the discussion board where you retrieved it. Your partner will likely also appreciate it if you take the time to email it to him or her directly. The second place you'll turn it in is under the Assignments tab. This is where I'll retrieve your peer review for grading.